Okay, what I'm going to kind of explain is how I went from this photograph to this photograph. The first thing I did was I took all the photos with all the different lighting setups. We had just an umbrella and a flash and went around the car getting many different angles and pretty much brought it all in as layers in Photoshop. Went through each layer and pretty much just masked what lighting I preferred. Here I ended up finding when I had them turn the wheels to have them facing the camera, it threw the whole car off axis. So now if I like something in particular, I have to adjust it, rotate it. So that kind of made everything a little more of a pain. Here I'm just, again, going through, masking out what I like, adjusting the headlight. There was a certain point where I stopped labeling the layers, and I regret that a little later on because I'll notice something that I want to adjust and I'm not sure what layer at a time. Here, just going through, masking out. The corner of that car is a little dark, the portion that's facing the closest to the camera. I'll get to that later on, but that bothered me throughout this whole process. Was afraid I didn't get one of the shots I wanted to get and was gonna have to play around with it more. Here I'm just going through, still making adjustments and masks. Pretty much all I'm trying to do is find what lighting best emphasizes each individual part. So now we're getting into the photos that highlight that corner that I was fretting about. Okay, this is the portion where I wish I had labeled it because it took me a while to find the layer that had that ghost of the tire and the mark on the bumper. So I went ahead and put them all together and put them down to their own layer. Now I'm going through and just painting out all the parking lot lines. So it's just a smooth black concrete asphalt. This was fairly easy. I just used a clone stamp tool. Took out the tree that was growing out of the back of the car. Take away from any of the distractions. Now I'm using 50% gray layers on overlay to do my dodge and burn. I noticed that the windshield was misaligned, so I'm realigning it here. Just brightening up the rims. Just taking certain features I want to pop a little bit more and going through. Not 100% sure what I was doing right there. Darkening up the asphalt. Masking out everything else. Removing some of the reflections in the car. And here I'm just running through blending modes, playing around, because I am going to be putting a sunset in there. So I just Googled a picture that kind of fit. The sun was going from a similar area, maxed out the car. Try to find a blending mode that I liked. Ended up finding this one that gave it kind of a pastel look. Then I went ahead and put the sunset. I believe I flipped it and put it over the car and the concrete, so it had the overall tint of the sunset to help it kind of actually give it a more realistic vibe, like it's actually supposed to be. Just going through the blending modes again, playing around. Now I'm adding a little bit of extra glow to the headlights using the camera flare or lens flare. Adding a gradient to the asphalt. Adding a gradient to the right side. Now I'm cleaning up the edges where the trees meet the sky, so it isn't such a obvious harsh line there. Then I go through and do an unsharp mask. Take out the air freshener that I forgot was even there. Then I put the final touch to make it really look like it's fitting in there, and I mask out the windows so you could see the sunrise through the car. So hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.